Prophet ﷺ, in multiple hadith, he spoke about dua and the power of dua. Even in some hadith, he said, "Ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah." Prophet ﷺ said that dua is worship. He described dua as the whole of worship. And the Prophet ﷺ in another hadith said, "Ad-du'a mukhul ibadah," which means that if you were to really translate it, it's like dua is the brain of ibadah, of all worship. And you know, the human body cannot do much without the brain. So the Prophet ﷺ over here, he's showing us the importance of dua. Now, in another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, there is nobody that makes dua except that he gets one of three things. Either his dua is answered, or either Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him something better, or either Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala holds his dua to raise his rankings in the hereafter. So if you make dua, you get one of these three options. Either Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers your dua, or either Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you something better, or either Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala holds the dua for you, and in the hereafter He raises your ranks. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, he used to say, when I make dua, or he used to say that I don't worry about my dua being answered as much as I worry about making dua. A lot of us, sometimes we come to pray and we leave, and even in sujood, we're like as the Prophet ﷺ described it, or some of the Sahaba described it, that when you pray, you're like a chicken. You go out on the floor and you're ready to get back up. But the Prophet ﷺ told us that the closest spot where we can make dua is in our sujood. And right now, subhanAllah, I was reading among the ayat that I was reading at, and it kind of stopped me when I was reading. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Ma'arij talks about the human being. He says, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ خُلِقَ هَلُوعًا إِذَا مَسَّهُ الشَّرُّ جَزُوعًا وَإِذَا مَسَّهُ الْخَيْرُ مَنُوعًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Ma'arij describes the human being. He says the human being, when he changes a lot, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows us, subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one that created us. He told us, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ خُلِقَ هَلُوعًا, that the human being was created, and then He describes that if something bad happens to him, something bad happens to the human being, how he reacts. And if something good happens to the human being, how he reacts. Meaning that you change your reactions depending on what's happening to you. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِلَّا الْمُصَلِّينَ. Those that pray and those that make sure that they keep up with their prayers as they're supposed to, that they're kind of stable throughout the changes. And I want to ask you all a question right now. What's the meaning of salah in Arabic, linguistically? What's the meaning of salah in Arabic linguistically? Means dua. And the Prophet ﷺ taught us how to make dua in salah. The Prophet ﷺ used to make dua in ruku', in sujood, in tashahhud. And yet a lot of us don't pay attention, especially in tahajjud. This is blessed, the golden hours. The golden hours for dua. You're in tahajjud, you're in Ramadan, you're in the last 10 days of Ramadan, you're in the odd night. This is where you get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is where you complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you, when you have something, ask me. He said in Surah An-Naml, أَمَّنْ يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you, who is it that answers the dua of the needy? Who is it that uplifts the struggle that you're going through? Who is it that answers your dua when you need it? Who is it? It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So He's telling you to call upon Him. He's telling you to make dua to Him. He's telling you to ask for forgiveness. He's telling you to ask Him. He's telling you to ask Him. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to ask Him. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to always have us ask Him first. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to make dua at all times. Allahumma ameen.